Hello, and welcome to Stay Calm for today. Thank you for being here. We've been getting together every day to do some simple stretching, to do some calming breathing, to channel some positive energy. And then today, just so you know, I was going to at least just touch on at least one thing in this book, the Hands of Light book by Brennan. But before we get to that, we should do some stretching. Let's do the least dignified part of this whole thing and just stretch. Stretch. Hello, Jilly. Hello, Stacy. Hello, Mary. Hello, Phyllis. And then out to the side. There we go. All right, and then twist. Twist gently in one direction. Gently. And then slowly come around to the center and twist in the other direction. There we go. Keep breathing. All right, slowly come back to the center. And then reach your hand out as if you're reaching for something. Straighten the leg on that side. Point your toes and reach with your fingers in your toes. Really feel that stretch back here. While you're all extended like that, circle your hand and your foot in one direction, then back in the other. All right. And then reach out with your other hand. Straighten that leg, point your toes, reach. Circle your hand and your foot in one direction, and then back in the other. There we go. All right. And grab one knee, pull it up to your chest. Stretch that lower, get some stretch in that lower back and your hips. And then grab your other knee and pull that up to your chest. Hello, Beth. All right. And then lastly, raise and lower your shoulders a few times gently. Just getting some circulation in those muscles. From everything I've searched for over the years, this is actually the best way to tackle those knots we often carry in these muscles right here. It's actually, it's nice to stretch your neck or what have you, but apparently this is the best way to loosen up those muscles. So, all right, scientists figured out that the best way that basically if we take twice as long to breathe out as we do to breathe in, that it signals to our nervous system to calm down. I won't do it again. It's kind of shocking, but this is what deep sea divers do as well. So we're going to do 3 breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Hello, Jennifer. All right, so calm people. I love that. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. There we go. All right, and before I pull up the timer, now there is a link to this book in the description box, but you don't necessarily have to get your own copy. I'm just going to do a brief, just point out something each day, and I wanted to just show you a picture out of this book about chakras and how we tend to, when you see pictures of artwork with the different chakras. They're just a ball of light. But the reality is more complicated than that in the shape of them. And you can see on page 46 that they're cone-shaped. And I try to show it here. That's actually what this is trying to show, that these energy centers are actually cone-shaped. They're in the front and they're in the back, obviously, except for the one that's top and bottom, crown and base. But these are front and back, and they are cone-shaped. And that cone shape could have sworn I had highlighted. There it is. That when we're babies, it's actually just kind of there. It's kind of a lump, but as we age and they clear up, they're actually these like vortices within the chakra itself. And this thing is spinning. And in these vortices, in the different vortices is where you get cords that form with people you care about, or and if you lose someone important to you, it will sometimes feel like there's a hole in your chest. Well, that's actually a cord breaking in that chakra, that connection. One of those, usually through one of the vortices, that connection has been broken, and it is like you have an energetic little hole in part of the chakra. So it's one thing to keep in mind when we're channeling this positive energy down through the crown chakra. There's actually, it's not, you can think of it as just a bundle of energy or a sphere of energy, but it's actually more complicated than that. So that is something to keep in mind. So knowing the shape, because later on we'll talk about, at some point here, we'll talk about what happens if they're closed or if they get misshapen or damaged. So, and you can always channel divine positive energy into those chakras to help them. And for example, I wanted to show you someone who's very stubborn, who is a very rigid character. Let me see if I can get this to show. If you look at the front of his body, those chakras are quite closed. They're all kind of shut down. The ones in the back might be working off and on, but the front ones are just closed. And that's like when you're trying to talk to somebody, deal with somebody, and you're just like talking to a wall. You're just talking to a wall. It's because they've closed all of this down. You can't exchange energy with them. They won't let you. And that's where we get a sense of some people. It's like, so this is really, we're going to focus a lot on the chakras, shape of them, what have you. So, all right. So there's the little mini lesson for today. So let me pull up the timer. Hit the button. And we're going to take 10 minutes where we're going to focus on this crown chakra again and the idea of divine energy, the highest vibration, absolutely loving energy, bright white light, and it's white light because it contains every other color. We're going to picture that energy pouring down through this crown chakra, down, not only down what's called the Hara line, right in the middle, Hara, but also throughout our whole system, into every chakra, every energy center, large and small. And we're just going to set the cares of the day aside. Just breathe and just focus on channeling as much of letting that waterfall of high vibration energy just come down, channeling as much of that loving, positive energy as you can. And eventually it just fills you up, overflows into your surroundings and the world. And if you keep doing this, you'll get better at being able to do this while you're doing something you've done 1,000 times before, like washing dishes, doing mending, what have you. And I am going to I need to grab my teacup, but I'm going to be focusing as well. I'll be right back. All right, we have about 5 minutes left. So really just try to be in the moment and just feel that loving energy, that high vibration energy. And there's nothing else you need to focus on right now, just that loving energy. All right, we have about 1 minute left. So just try to, all that energy you've got coming down, try sending it out more into the world for just these few seconds we have left, into your surroundings, into the world. Positive, loving energy. And that will do it. For 10 minutes today, and for a breathing and exercise. You probably have some excess positive energy around you, so it's a good thing to just try to move some of it into this natural shield we have around ourselves. Excess positive energy into the shield, brightening it up, strengthening it, strengthening any weak spots, knocking away negativity, so that we are safe and we control what energy comes in, what energy comes out. So we are in control. And then if you have any other positive energy left, you can picture it sinking into the earth. Or if you bring along something water-based, water, tea, whatever you've got, you can picture excess positive energy going into the water, in between the molecules, just pouring down into this water, leaving you right now with the perfect amount of energy. Not too much, not too little. Exactly what you need to be calm and centered, to your good health. All right, that's all there is to it. Thank you for doing this with me. Oh, good. Got the book. And hello, Liv. Hello, Oxford Cat. All right, well, I do hope that the book is useful to you, but I don't want anyone to feel like they absolutely have to get it. I know times are tough, so we'll go through it. All right, so I'm gonna head over to Black and Orange to start the daily live stream there, but thank you for doing this with me. All right, and I will see you later.